Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Mikakadash. Yahweh in the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah in the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now we're going to get into this civil war that's going to be raging on in America because you had this going on in the 1800s, 1865, Civil War was going on. They fighting with the money. Now this was a parallel that the Lord is drawing, and through this parallel, He's telling you the future. Just like when you go into Egypt, and Egypt in the scriptures has a parallel, has a spiritual Egypt in Revelation 11 and 8. So the spiritual Egypt is giving you the parallel of the ancient Egypt, just like Babylon the Great. It's a spiritual parallel. And so this is what's going on with this civil war uh, with the people that's running America. Now, this thing was about money. Same thing with Babylon. It was about money. Same thing with the spiritual Egypt. It was about money because the Egyptians was getting the Israelites to build their kingdom and produce them money. Same thing with what you call it. Same thing with uh Babylon. Babylon had, well, the king of Israel had walked the Babylonians through the freaking treasury and showed them all the treasury of the Lord. So the Lord threw they behind, the Lord let the Babylonian Hamites throw these Israelites into captivity. See, and so this is the same situation with what was going on in 1865 with these Americans. He threw the Israelites into captivity to they behind, and while they was in captivity, they over here fighting over the money, and they giving out this uh, proclamation and saying, "Oh, we finna free these Israelites from off the plantation," and then all heck break loose just for the thought of that situation. But it's a parallel to when the Israelites is really gonna get free. He gonna cause these people to fight and kill each other over money and power or whatever they uh, consider money. Now, let's go into the scriptures because the prophecies say that sedition and civil war would come to this place. Let's get started off with this second Esdras, with most of these people that's dealing with the scriptures and the prophecies. They don't deal with this because they been blinded by these Americans. Now, when you go into the second Esdras 6, it tells you about the end of the world. Okay, it says, verse 20, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, end of the world, the end, when it's finished, then will I show these tokens, the books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. Okay, so when the Israelites is waking up to their 400 plus year slavery, and when the world is going to come to an end, meaning the world of these Americans. It says, verse 22, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and full of storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. What's going on with Babylon? They got a 36 trillion dollar debt that they been talked about, and that 36 trillion really is $200 trillion in debt. And see, they trying to solve the problem. they fighting over the problem. And this is when pretty much their storehouses, meaning their money, is pretty much being emptied. Now when you go into Revelation 18 and what is it, 17 or 20? Well, you can get it out of 17 and 20. No, 17 and Salaki. I want to make sure I get this right. 17 and, well, that's the main point. That's 17. I'm looking at the same thing. Yep. So anyway, 17 says, "For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught." See, what they had stored up in their storehouses is going to be found empty. Okay? Now that's figuratively talking about the riches of these people, but you also talking about it's going to literally, the stores and the grocery stores and the corner stores, the bodegas and all this stuff, the crops, everything, don't come up empty, and it's going to be a famine. Because in verse, verse 8, it says, "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine." See, suddenly, well, let's go back to 2nd Ezra. There's something I want out of that. 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. Okay, shall be suddenly be found empty. Say the trumpet shall give a sound, and when every man heareth, there shall be suddenly afraid. So the people gonna be afraid. First of all, they're gonna be afraid because now you got them out there protesting, and not only is they protesting, they out there singing songs and all this stuff, and which side are you on and all this, and they protesting all over the place. Now that protest ain't gonna keep going on. See, they're afraid and protesting. That ain't gonna last. It's gonna turn into civil war. Look at 24, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. See, all heck is gonna break loose. They gonna go to fighting and killing each other, man. Let's get right to the point. In 2nd Ezra 15 and 15, it says, "For the sword." Now mind you, this is talking about spiritual Egypt. When you look at verse 11, it says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before." So this is not talking about the Egypt before. This is talking about the Egypt after. See, you got a before and you got an after. So this is the Egypt after. So the Egypt after that first Egypt is going to be the spiritual Egypt. And he's saying, verse 15, "For the sword and their destruction draw near, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand." Okay, "For there shall be seditions among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. The course of their actions shall stand in their power." Okay, "And a man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. But because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." See, there go that afraid part, is just reiterating what was already talked about in 6. See, verse 6 had already talked about it. Okay. So when you go into verse 19, it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, and shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." See, because now this lack of bread is being displayed in many situations. You got the veterans complaining. You got the people on Social Security, people on Medicaid. See, the what you call it, the people that's in need, that has the most uh, need in the society, they being cut off, and they gonna be complaining. And you see that's why they say when these homeless people, violence is always happening with these homeless people. See, they be committing the most crime against each other because they always in turmoil and having all kind of problems. So okay, we got it in there. Then when you go into that spiritual Egypt, it's talked about in Isaiah 19. It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." See, this is gonna be a insurrection and a fight between these people. Okay, we got another one. Let's see here. Let's see, Civil War. Thinking Habakkuk might have something in there, but let's get it. Joel, Amos, Ezekiel. Yeah, this Civil War is gonna come to Babylon the Great, America, man. All heck is gonna break loose in this place. So let me get let's see, Zechariah. Yeah, the Zechariah, the first chapter. Let's go into that because it talks about what is gonna happen um with these Americans. It says, verse 21, to get right to the point. It says, then said I, what come these to do? And he spake, saying, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift it up the head, but these are come to fray them, to cast out the horns of the Gentiles, which lifted up the head over the land of Judah, to scatter it. Okay, and so the people that has Judah in captivity, which is the Americans, it's gonna come for carpenters, meaning it's gonna come opposition to these people. Not only is they gonna be fighting and killing each other in Babylon, the Great America, they gonna be going on the outside, and this is where you get Russia and all of these individuals that's gonna come against Babylon. Now, thinking it talked about something. Is it caterpillars or grasshopper? It talked about something that pretty much is I'm thinking caterpillars. Slovakia. Well, I didn't prepare none of that, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But the thing it talked about something like caterpillars is people gonna transform on these people. See, and they gonna have all kind of what you call sleeper cells. That's what this former CIA lady saying it's all kind of sleeper cells in Babylon the Great. Okay, that they gonna come out and start causing all kind of trouble here in Babylon. Now this Ezekiel 38 telling you about Russia and how they gonna be coming against Babylon. It says, Son of man, set your face against Gog in the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against it. See, this Gog and Magog, which is Russia, they teaming up with these other nations to come against America. This is why they scared the people that's hacking their systems and causing all kind of drama. Verse 7 say, be thou prepared for thyself, thou and all the company that are assembled unto you, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is a guard unto these other nations like China, North Korea, China, North Korea, um, um, Moab, the Japanese, the Arabs, Ishmaelites, see, and all of these, and East Indians too. All of these people are gonna be coming against Babylon also. So you got the inside of Babylon uh, going to war with each other. Then you have the other Edomites uh, bringing the other Gentiles coming against Babylon. That's how it's going to be in one day. See, all the great riches is going to come to naught because that civil war going to go to raging on. But I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to make it too long. I just want to bring that out real quick. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rekakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.